Happy Tuesday. I don't know why I'm banging things. Happy Tuesday, everybody. 6:32 on the nose here in the Midwest. 7:32 down by Natalie. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing? Just
What I don't understand. What is that? What does that
this is
mean?
me.
Is that a hip thing? I'm just not hip. I don't know what that means.
Yes,
Oh,
you're
okay.
yeah, it is. But yeah, never mind. This means me down where I'm at.
Okay. Gotcha. Down where you okay.
Okay. All
All right.
right.
4:32. Oh, 4:30. T-Bone's out west. Huh. Hope everybody had a great, safe Labor Day weekend. A nice long weekend. What did you do now? Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I did nature hikes on Saturday and Sunday, and it was
Oh, that's cool.
absolutely breathtaking, beautiful. And
No
got to hear
alligator
a bear.
wrestling.
No alligator wrestling. That's next month. So
Okay.
that'll be next month, beginning of next month, down in the Everglades. But that more to come. I'll show pictures on that. But I did get to hear a bear. It was not happy that we were there in the park, but it ran away.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
What'd you
just heard a
do?
lot of. I just heard a lot of lake waves. Spent Saturday,
Mm.
most of Saturday, down at Lake of the Ozarks, laying on the dock, just without a care in the world, and then drinking a lot Saturday after the show. So it was fun.
As you should. As you
But
should.
yeah, that's fun. Yeah. But back to reality today.
I know. I
And that
know.
reality being work, which sucks, but
Today was the
whatever.
Mondayest
Got it.
Tuesday I've had in a long time.
Hmm. Yeah. But good thing
Yeah.
is we have a short week.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I work. Let's see. I work tomorrow, off Thursday, work Friday, off Saturday. I work Sunday. But I got a kind of a weird schedule this week, but I like it.
Hmm.
I like it. Nice
Okay.
easy
All
week.
right.
So
Yeah.
anyway, hope everybody had
Anywho,
a great weekend. Anywho,
yeah.
meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah.
Speaking of ranch, in case you haven't heard, Wrestling
What's
Realms
coming
Conference
up?
is going to be September 19th. It's a big thing. First I've heard of it, really.
Yeah, it must be
Wrestling
pretty
Realms,
big.
get your tickets now before they run out, because Chris has been sending us updates, and we are selling tickets pretty crazily here. We figured the last month is going to be a big push, so get your tickets. Mickey says 16 more days, and I
Hmm.
can give you an exact amount. I'm not sure when I set this up to end. So actually, well, Thursday. No, that's my birthday. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. It'll be fun once I get to it. Friday morning, we have 16 days, 5 hours, 23 minutes, and 55 seconds until Friday morning, the day of the meet and greet.
But who's
I don't
counting?
remember what time
Yeah.
that was counting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But who's counting?
yeah, yeah. So we have a ton of people coming, a great guest list, speaker
Yeah.
list, special guest list. Natalie's going to be a special guest there.
Yes.
Greg Ogles is going to be a special guest there. So it's going to be just a fun time. Come out and see us, and I'm looking. I don't know what I'm looking forward more to: meeting people or hearing all the speakers and stuff. I mean, it's going to be just a great time.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
going to be
I'm
fun.
excited because there's going to be so many amazing people there, not just the speakers but the vendors as well. And
Yeah. Mhm.
Julie Marie's going to be there, and she's going to be
Yep.
doing some
Yep.
readings, so that's exciting. And
Hmm.
then me and
Hmm.
Mr. Moistman will be there. I'll
Hmm.
be,
Mickey will
the
be there. Yeah.
yeah.
There's Greg.
Speak of the
Wow.
devil.
Speak of the devil. He
Speak
just
of
popped
the
up. We said Mr. Moist
devil.
Man, and he, like you
I
heard.
was I, I was feeling a little moist, and there he pops up. Okay.
Paul Baumgartner's here. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Paul, I'm Paul. Nice to meet you. Anyway, go to eventbrite.com to get tickets for the meet and greets and the conference. Also, if you're a vendor, you can go to Eventbrite, and if you sign up to be a vendor there, $75 for a vendor, I believe. So there'll be a lot of people there. So you should sell quite a bit of stuff. So anyway, and it doesn't have to be paranormal stuff. It can be anything, whatever. So, all right. We have a fun show tonight. We have Jeremiah on. He is going to talk MSP, Missouri State Penitentiary. It's known as the bloodiest 47 acres in the United States. I'm sure people have heard about it on Blonde's channel, on here, on Haunted Soulz. It's a freaky place. I wish I could have gone there last time Haunted Soulz was there, but I didn't make it. I don't know if I'll make it in September, but I'm going to try. But anyway, let's bring Jay up here. Hey, Jay, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Jay.
I'm doing great. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Great to see you. Great to have you back.
Yeah, great to
Thanks.
have you.
It's great to be back. I heard you talking about some lake vibes. That sounds pretty good.
It was fun, just to sit back and not do anything. All I had to worry about was getting upstairs and do the show, and and that was fun. And I had fun down on the lake and stuff and drinking, but nice relaxing. So,
well, I'm glad to hear that. So we're going to be talking about Missouri State Pen tonight, and the reason that kind of we're talking about it is Haunted Soulz is doing a ghost hunt, an overnight ghost hunt on Saturday, September 27th. And you can go to hauntedsouls.com. That's Soulz with a Z if you want to purchase a ticket. I'm sad that you're not going to be there, Paul, or you might not be, but
I might. I'm really going to try and get there. It's definitely someplace that I want to go. But I'm gonna try my hardest to get there. And I'm gonna put the link here in chat to get tickets. This is going to take you straight to hauntedsouls.com, and it's going to take you straight to the page where you can get tickets for the Missouri State Pen. And real quick, I'm going to share screen. So here's the page. There it is. Missouri State Pen 2. This is going to be Haunted Soulz' second investigation there. September 27th to the 28th in Jefferson City. They already have 26 people going. $75. That is pretty darn cheap for a place that size.
Yeah.
Whoa, what did I just do?
I don't know.
Let's get that out of there. Wow. So yeah, get your tickets on Haunted Soulz. I almost said Eventbrite again. On Haunted Soulz, and hopefully we can meet you out there, and it'll be a good time. So
if I lived in Missouri, I would be there.
Absolutely. Yes. I just feel like the creepy things kind of like Paul. Like they like to come out when he's around and stuff like that. So
like us. Yeah. Oh, hey, Paul.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So we said we're not going to try and bore everybody with the history, but it's probably a good idea to kind of roll through it. So I'm just going to be reading a little bit here.
Yeah.
So Missouri State
and real quick, Jay, before you get into this, I need to preface this whole show, and really any time that you come on, that you are a researcher extraordinaire. So, I mean, you find things that other people can't. You seem to dig deeper than everybody else. I mean, certainly on the Haunted Soulz team, you are just a fantastic wealth of information when you start finding things. So, with that said, Jay does all kinds of deep dives and stuff. So, I mean, this is going to be great. We're going to be talking about some criminals and the history of MSP. So. There,
and we're going to talk about the creepy crawlers and all that good stuff too. But but let me just roll through the history real quick. So it was founded in 1831. We know it's in Jefferson City, Missouri, and it was built basically with native limestone that was quarried nearby. So we talk about stone tape theory. We talk about how limestone, interacts and reacts with the spirit world and stuff like that. So I think that's important. Obviously, the walls are going to be massive and thick. If you haven't been there, it looks kind of like a mix between a castle and a fortress, and it's right on the river. It's really intimidating, to people on the outside and probably on the inside too. So the first cell block was built in 1836. By the mid-19th century, they built some more cell blocks, workshops, that kind of stuff. So it constantly expanded. More and more people were getting in trouble. They needed more places to put them. And Jefferson City was happy to do this because they were trying to raise their population. And it's great when you can get a population of, like, I don't know, 5,000 people or, something like that have no ability to vote. So it's just basically, free clout and money coming in too. So the gas chamber was built in 1937, and obviously we'll talk a little bit about that today. And as Paul alluded to, the bloodiest 47 acres in America.
Yeah. I just added the a picture of the prison. That on the left, I'm sorry, on the right side, is that the cell block? The big gray building?
So yeah, the gray building on the right of my screen anyway, that's going to be the men's. Basically, I just have to say that's going to be the white men's side, and I believe that death row is at the bottom of that cell block. And then in the foreground, were you going to say something?
No, go ahead.
No. Okay. In the foreground, that kind of looks like a castle. I believe that, that's the admin building for sure. And then I think that's women's above that. And then just behind that you really can't see, is going to be another cell block where men were kept, and especially minorities. And in that cell block, there's 2-person cells, right? 2 beds, a toilet with a little sink, I guess. And they were forced, the black men were forced to have 8 to 12 people in a cell. They literally had to take turns sleeping because somebody had to stand up the whole time. Can you imagine?
Wow.
No air conditioning, 6-foot thick walls of limestone.
So how big
torture.
were these cells where all these people were in?
2-person cells, maybe they're a little bit bigger than maybe what you would think. Maybe, like 10 foot, 12 foot by 10 foot, something like that. But they're meant to be 2-person cells, and they were consistently seen 8 to 12. Now, of course, there was, obviously a higher rate of incarceration for minorities back then, and, continuing, I guess, but not to get into anything political or anything, but that's what they suffered through. And to me, that's torture. That's not imprisonment. That's torture. So on a brighter note, it closed in 2004, and that's where we're at now. So now they do ghost tours during the day, and there's other companies that do ghost hunts at night. We're doing the $75 ghost hunt, so I would do that one. But that's kind of the history of it.
Value, I think.
Yeah. And
now, wasn't there? And I don't remember the year. But wasn't there a big inmates battle?
A riot?
Yeah, that's the word I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me get to that here in my notes. You know what? Is it okay if we actually hit that a little bit later?
Yeah, sure.
There were 2 riots. One, I want to say 1934 was a small riot. And then there was a big one where there were some deaths and stuff. But I really want to get into the true crime right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason I think this is important, I love research. Not everybody does. Not everybody loves deep dives. Some people, it's just not their thing, and that's okay. But the reason I think this is important for MSP is because, we investigate places where probably bad things have happened, right? All the places that we investigate, have had bad things. But this is the epitome of the worst people that you could ever deal with if you're dealing with an intelligent haunting. You know what I mean? Like, this is not grandma. Oh, I smell her perfume and she leaves a note for me. It's not even like this guy, committed suicide in this house. We're talking about murderers, child killers, rapists. So I think that's really important when you're going into something like this. You don't necessarily want to attack it the same way that you would where you would feel a little bit more comfortable, because I assume most of the people that are listening believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. And if you do, these may be the worst ones that you encounter that are not demonic. Would you guys agree with that?
I would certainly agree with that.
Kind of the worst of the worst.
They are the worst of the worst. And their entire life was just a negative, toxic existence. And of course, they're going to be that in the afterlife as well.
Yeah, it would definitely stand to reason. So you had mentioned one woman that was put to death there, and that would have been Bonnie Hetty. And interestingly, I believe a lot of your listeners are probably in the Missouri area, Midwest area. So these are all crimes that happen basically in Missouri, and then I think maybe just across the border in Kansas. But starting with Carl Hall and Bonnie Hetty. So these two were actually executed together in the gas chamber at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if I've ever heard of that happening anywhere. And to me, it almost seems, because they committed this crime together, they were a couple, all this kind of makes me think like, man, that's a reward for them. Like, they should have to be, separate, but I don't know. That's my view on it. But they were awful people. They both were heavy drinkers, and in 1953 they kidnapped a boy named Bobby Greenlease. So this guy's dad owned a bunch of car dealerships, and they wanted money, so they actually got the ransom and they killed the boy anyway. So so Carl Hall, this guy is a real, I don't know if I can cuss on your show, but if I did, I would use it to describe this guy.
Just don't say the F word. That's fine.
He tried to choke this 6-year-old boy out, and he couldn't do it. Right? So, and then he said, okay, well, I'm just going to shoot him, and they shot him. So it's like he wanted to like practice and watch this kid suffer, and he just couldn't finish him off. I mean, I don't know what that says about him, but to want to like, it wasn't just like okay, we want to be done with you. It was like, I want you to suffer. And it's just awful. But
so
we know
quick question here.
Yeah.
Quick question here, Jay. Just because of that couple, is that why there's 2 seats in the death house, in the death chamber?
Oh, well, hey, Paul, how you doing? It's good to see you, bud. Yeah, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, let us know. Is it just because of those two that they made it that way? I don't, or is it just for money? Save a few bucks.
Yeah. Because most of the time it would just be one person in there.
Yeah, you would think, but I mean, honestly, I would think it would be for saving money. And I know that's pretty crappy, but that's what I think. So these two, they fled to St. Louis. They got drunk. They went to a bunch of bars, and they were caught within 48 hours. $300,000 of the ransom money went missing because of a St. Louis cop. He basically was kind of put on to what was going on and took the money and gave a little bit back. But yeah, he's like, I'm just going to keep some of this for me. And I mean, it's just, corruption everywhere. But
wow.
But it's kind of sad. So on the kidnapping, this young boy, Bobby, he went to a Catholic school in Kansas City, and Bonnie just went in and said, oh, his mother had a heart attack. I'm his aunt. And they're just like, okay, go with her. And then she just drove him to Bobby, and then they killed him. Yeah. So they had terrible lives too, as a lot of people do. We don't really need to get into that, but bad lives. So
from what little research I did today at work, I was reading a little bit up on some of these inmates, and Bob was one of them that I was reading on. They kidnapped the kid. They asked or demanded the ransom, but they had already killed the kid. So I mean, they knew they weren't going to get the kid back. So
and they also made them drive around at like weird hours in the night just to mess with them and be like, hey, you need to go to the phone booth on 4th and Jefferson at 3 a.m. and there'll be a note to tell you where your kid's at. And then they'll, leave another message or whatever, and basically just to torture them. But yeah, I mean, they got caught almost immediately. Now we're talking, $600,000 total in 1953. I don't have my way back machine ready, but that's a lot of money in 1953. A lot of money that someone could come up with. You know what I mean? Like, how did this guy come up with $600,000 to give them? That's crazy to me too. But in any case, Carl got caught, and then of course he gave up Bonnie and took him to their hotel room, and she had just been completely smashed for, ever since they committed the murder, completely drunk, and she confessed everything to an FBI agent. Now the story gets interesting. Hall kind of tried to blame everything on her, but Hetty told the truth. And then he finally admitted it, and he said, money, money, money to himself, because he knew how stupid he was. And it's scary to think that there's people out there that are this dumb, but also this willing to do awful things. So in any case, they pleaded guilty and avoided a trial, and they tried to get out of the death penalty. Bonnie had a 25-page confession that was read in court by the prosecutor. I'm not going to do that. Carl Hall had a 36-page confession that was read by an FBI agent. I mean, this took, this happened within 3 days, and they're writing these huge, long confessions about it. So the jury sentenced Hall to death in 8 minutes. And there was one that wanted to spare Hetty, but they sentenced them both to death. And so I do want to read this. This is from death row. Bonnie Hetty wrote a note of apology. So I doubt if this letter will do much good, but there isn't anything I could do or say that would atone for our mistake. Blah, 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 blah. I don't enjoy money, as everybody does, but that was not my motive. Like, well, what was your motive then? Just to murder? I don't get it.
Wow.
But it's insane. So
was it just to please him?
I don't know.
So weird.
I think maybe that she's trying to say that. I think that's probably a good point. Yeah. That she's trying to say like, oh, it was kind of all him, and I don't know. It's still an empty apology, but so before gas began to seep into the gas chamber. Oh, go ahead.
It's just me, but anytime you do that horrible of a crime, there's no amount of apologies that can be accepted. I mean, I can't imagine what that family was going through. I mean, just to hear somebody say, I'm sorry, it wasn't about the money and stuff. I'm like, well, you know what? Bullshit. You don't deserve to live. I mean, that's just my take. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and no, that's fine. They were just on benders all the time too, but being drunk, I've been drunk. I've never thought like, hey, let's go kidnap a kid. I want to make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse. But in any case, when they were in the gas chamber, Bonnie Hetty said to Carl, "Are you doing all right, honey?" And he said, "Yes, mama." So listen for that if you're in the gas chamber doing an EVP or something.
Wow.
But
that would be, I think that would be a really cool place to do like the God's helmet or something. That would
absolutely.
Yeah.
Freaky as hell to be.
Well, I don't. Well, maybe the both of you could go in there. If somebody's in the God helmet, somebody would have to be in there with you, though. We wouldn't want you like in there and then sitting by yourself. So
that would be cool, though.
All right.
I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah,
okay.
Have you done a God helmet?
So
no,
you heard it here.
Natalie,
Natalie hasn't. I have.
I haven't.
At 28:55 or whatever of the show, we both volunteered to do the God's helmet in the gas chamber at Missouri. Yeah. At the Missouri State Penitentiary. T-Bone, Paul, you first. Okay, I'll take it. I'll do it. All right, sorry.
Perfect.
T-Bone
no,
had
you're
a question.
Good. So moving on.
Oh yeah, sure, T-Bone had a question. I started
T-Bone had a question, and it was a pretty good one. Go ahead.
Do you think possession played any part in their actions? Thank you for reminding me of that, Natalie.
I think that's a good question because obviously, like I said, they were completely intoxicated all the time. And we know that can open you up. So, I mean, it's a possibility. I have not researched their case as an episode, for a podcast or anything. So, there may be things that turn up, but I did not see anything that alluded to a Ouija board or any kind of, I guess, occult worship or anything like that with these two. But it's always a good question. And I mean, if it was, I wouldn't be shocked. It sounds pretty terrible. I do think that if there was any way that they could have used that to trying to escape punishment, they would have for sure. It just wasn't something that was really, as known about in 1953 as it is now. Yeah. So that's my thoughts. But I mean, this guy could be possessed too. Charles Ray Hatcher, youngest of 4 children. Father was an ex-convict and abusive alcoholic. He was 6 years old, and his brother wanted to fly a kite, and he didn't have any string, so he used I think copper wire, and it got hit by lightning, and he saw his brother die when he was 6. So experience, and again, a lot of people have had traumatic experiences and don't go out to murder, but that's tough. So I don't know. That's a bad thing, and he had a bad upbringing too, but a lot of us did. So 1947, convicted of auto theft. 1948, auto theft. 1949, he was released and then wrote a $10 check and was sent right back to prison. He escaped in 1951. Are we starting to see a pattern here? He can't stay out of prison.
Yeah.
So he escaped in 1951 and then was caught and then released in 1954 and immediately stole a car. And this is interesting. So he was sentenced to 4 years and attempted to escape from Ray County Jail. So in any case, 1959, released, but attempted to abduct a 16-year-old boy. So it's not theft anymore. It was Stephen Pelham, and he was sentenced to 5 years. In 1961, he murdered fellow inmate Jerry Tharrington, but was never charged for it. And then got out in 1963. So, you know, as much as I talk about prisons wanting to keep people in and stuff like that, they just couldn't wait to get rid of this guy. 1969, he confessed to abducting and strangling 12-year-old William Freeman. And that was in California, and he was arrested in California for abducting and assaulting 6-year-old Gilbert Martinez. In 1971, he was declared insane by some doctors, but others believed he was faking mental illness, and he escaped from a mental hospital in California in 1971, but was recaptured, convicted of the Martinez assault, and he was classified as a mentally disordered sexual offender. He attempted escape. I mean, it goes on, and then it gets even worse. May 26, 1978, 4-year-old Eric Christian disappeared in St. Joe, Missouri, and he was found near the Missouri River. And then another guy was convicted of that and sentenced to life in prison. So this guy's going around doing all this other stuff, and then an innocent guy is doing life now for one of the murders he committed. 1982, he murdered 11-year-old Michelle Steele. Yeah, he confessed to 16 murders overall from 1969 to 1982. How many times was he released?
Right.
Like 12
no
times.
kidding.
So this guy, he just
does it say why?
Going.
Does it say why he was released, or I mean, did they just have overpopulated and needed to get him out, or his time was up, or what?
Well, he's escaped a couple times, so I guess we still have to blame that on the system, though, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just released on parole despite his violent past. I mean, that's what we're getting, is just all these releases for some reason, and I can't figure out why. But he kept going and kept going and kept going, and they're letting him out on assaults and like attempted murders and stuff. And it's like, okay, an assault can be a bar fight, but that's not what this is. You know what I mean? And attempted murders. And then other people are going to prison for it. Incidentally, December 7th, 1984, he hanged himself in his prison cell at MSP. I don't know what cell it is, but I bet we could ask the ladies there and they'd be able to tell us.
Yeah.
So
that would be another good place to. I'm sure there's a ton of places to hang out at MSP, but that would be another fun one to his cell to be in.
Find that cell.
Yeah.
Now, maybe we'll just put you guys in God helmets and walk you around with wheelchairs all night, and you can tell us what to say.
I don't know that I'll go that. I'll sit in the gas chamber, but not. I don't know if I'll do it all night.
All right. So our next lovely fellow is Robert Berdella, the Butcher of Kansas City. it gets worse. In April 1988, this guy, Chris Bryson, escaped from this guy Berdella's house in Kansas City. He was naked except for a dog collar, which not by choice, Paul, not like you.
I know. He's like that. I got to tame him. I'm like, listen, put clothes on for this. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. You did good, though.
Thanks.
But,
I've got to. Anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to break up things with a little bit of humor.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy's another gem. He had been abducting boys, young men and boys, and basically he would keep them bound, and then he would do just weird stuff, sexual abuse, torture, but weird injections. Like he would inject bleach to see what it would do to somebody, and just like these experiments. But we should have seen it coming, because this guy owned Bob's Bizarre Bazaar. And this was a shop at a flea market that sold oddities and artifacts. So we're talking, like fake shrunken heads. And I'm sure there were, hopefully fake body parts and murderabilia, stuff like that was all at this place. And I know there were like the creepy, demon knives and stuff like that people seem to enjoy.
So the red flags were there.
But yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I would own a shop that's similar, but maybe not the murderabilia stuff, even though it's interesting. But this guy, I mean, so he got arrested after this guy escaped, right? So his victims were Jerry Howell. He was 20. Robert Sheldon was 18. Mark Wallace was 20. James Ferris was 20. Todd Stoops was 21. Larry Pearson was 20. The reason, well, I mean, aside from just the facts that they're victims, these are things that you should listen for in EVPs as well. And this is why, we think that the research is so important, because say you guys hear, I think I heard Todd Stoops on an EVP. Well, who's that? Well, I don't know. We can go look it up though. So this guy, he was eventually, he was charged with forced sodomy, and in any case, he was kept in protective custody, because the other inmates would probably be like, hey, you like to assault young men? We'll let you see what it feels like. Prison justice is a real thing. So in any case, he unfortunately, this guy, he should have spent a long time in prison, but he died of a heart attack in 1992. So, just a few years in. And he said that they were withholding his heart medication from him. But I don't know. There was no investigation. Oh, well.
Yeah, I wouldn't think there'd be much of an investigation on that. Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, well, sometimes they don't get their heart meds. But I did not see if he died in the infirmary, or if he died in his cell, or if he died, where he died. It could have been in the yard. It could have been anywhere. Paul, what kind of music do you like, brother?
You name it, I like it, except for country.
Blues?
Sure, let's get some blues.
Old blues?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this, to me, is fascinating.
I think I know who you're about to talk to. Oh, no, go ahead. I got the wrong guy. Never mind. Go ahead.
All right. So Stagger Lee, right? This guy, and if you're not into blues, you may not have heard of Stagger Lee, but there's like literally over 100 songs written about this guy. So he was Lee Shelton, and he was known as Stagger Lee, Stack O'Lee. So there's, all these names. So Samuel L. Jackson is in a movie called Black Snake Moan, and he plays the song Stack O'Lee, and you can YouTube that. He does awesome. It's fantastic. And if you watch that, you will be interested in this guy because he was like the original gangster, right? He was born in Texas in 1865, and then he was a carriage driver in St. Louis. And so he started being a pimp and a gambler, and he was with the 400 Club. So this was a political group. So they say a social group, kind of, I don't know, more like a gang, more like a mafia type thing. But so December 25th, 1895, Stagger Lee Shelton shot and killed William Billy Lyons in a St. Louis saloon because he took his hat, his famous white Stetson hat. He took it off his head and he got shot over it. So
wow,
that's the story. Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, that's my Stetson, bro. Pow. And so that's how he got this, reputation as just being a BAMF. We'll leave it at that. So he went to Missouri State Penn and was paroled in 1909, but then in 1911 he assaulted and robbed somebody, so they sent him back, and he died of tuberculosis March 11th, 1912 in the infirmary. So I was kind of at Missouri State, I was kind of stuck in a rotation for a lot of the night. So I don't know if we were able to go into the hospital or the infirmary at the time. So that's kind of up in the air, but a great story. If you just YouTube Stagger Lee or Stagger Lee, the songs that pop up, but Samuel L. Jackson does the best one.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
some
another
other famous
guy,
people, Pretty Boy Floyd.
Go
ahead.
The one guy I thought you were going to
Another
talk about when
musician?
you're talking about music, Harry Snodgrass, was an inmate there. He was also known as the King of the Ivories because of his piano playing ability, and he
Really?
was actually he was part of an inmate band. I think they had there. Every Monday night, a local radio station would broadcast from the dome at the Capitol building, and they would play. The prison band would play there, and this guy got pretty popular. And after he was released, he was able to make a good name for himself in the music industry just because he was able to play in the piano, and he was later granted a full pardon in 1926.
Oh wow!
So that's kind of
awesome.
something kind of cool coming out of something horrific. So
Yeah, absolutely. That one slipped past me. Good catch. So if you want to stay in that vein, let's talk about Sonny Liston, right? Everybody knows Sonny Liston, right? Everybody. So he was a just one of the best heavyweight boxers of all time, right? So yeah, Sonny Liston. So his cell number is 3 and it's decorated and everything. Think of Mike Tyson. I wouldn't put him with Muhammad Ali, but think of, some of your big names, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, all guys like that. He was the world heavyweight champ in 1962. And he was originally put in for armed robbery, but that's where he learned how to box. And he had kind of a tragic life after that, but he made it out. He learned to box, and he made something out of himself. It's hard, it's so easy for us to just discard prisoners, but I mean, what do they have? It's not really built on rehabilitation. We say it is, but there's factories for them to work in, but that's just making money for the prison. So
yeah,
I don't know, but
yeah,
they had for a while they had Pretty Boy Floyd, who was a notorious bank robber. James Earl Ray was there for a little while. He was the Now, I didn't review the new Martin Luther King files that came out, but I know that James Earl Ray was convicted of killing him. So he spent some time there. Do you want to get to the riots, or do you want to jump to something else?
Let's do the riots.
Yeah.
I'm up for a good riot.
Right.
I'm up for a good riot.
Everybody loves a good riot.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now keep this in mind. You're in prison, and all the people around you are like some of the, toughest guys out there, willing to, beat anybody down at the drop of a dime. And March 28th, 1930, about 750 of those people protested in the dining hall because they wanted better food. They were getting Irish stew. So, there you go. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
But anyway, Irish stew, not sure what that is. It doesn't sound good. Maybe a mix of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But so they protested, and then 500 more the next day, basically demanding the same thing: better food and better working conditions. I'm sure, especially, in 1930, 1954, it was awful food, probably just spam type stuff if they were lucky.
It says here mutton.
Spam, do you?
It says here mutton.
Ooh.
So potatoes and root
what's
vegetables.
Mutton?
I don't know. Gross, from what I hear.
Oh, I thought you were...
let's see.
I know we don't sell it.
Like part of a lamb?
We're gonna find out.
Be. I don't know.
The meat of an adult sheep, typically at least 1 year old. So it's sheep.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's mutton.
Yeah.
I mean, getting that every day. Whew, I don't know. But so they basically stopped working in the prison factories, and they were marched back to their cells. And I guess the reason that they're calling it a riot is because the governor claimed he discovered a plot among the rioters to burn the factories and escape, which I don't know. I think that would always be on my mind if I was a prisoner. Am I going to burn this place down and escape? I mean,
yeah.
But
yeah.
So there were no, murders or anything that happened, but in September of 1954, 2 inmates faked illness to lure the guards and then ambushed them and took their keys. Classic, right?
Mm-hmm.
They ran through the cell blocks and corridors, releasing other prisoners. So we've, seen scenes in movies where something like this happens, and it's just like, it's got to be the guard's worst nightmare is just to see all these doors popping open. And then they called in the Highway Patrol, National Guard, the police from Jeff City, St. Louis, and Kansas City were all called in. So this was a big deal. There were 4 inmates killed, 29 injured, and 1 attempted suicide, which I don't know what that could be, but 4 guards were seriously injured, but luckily none of them died. They did burn a bunch of buildings, and the damages were estimated at $5 million. I don't know what that is.
I wonder what
1954.
I wonder what that would equate to in today's dollar. But am I remembering this wrong? I thought I saw a documentary on some channel about, I thought it was MSP, about the riots and stuff. And did they kidnap the warden's daughter or the warden's wife, or did something happen to one of those two? Or am I thinking of a different prison?
Well, I didn't see anything on that. That's always a plot, though. You know, whenever, because a lot of times wardens will live basically on the property of these big prisons. But I have seen that before. I don't remember it in this one, but you know, I never say never. So
yeah,
that's something for you guys to research.
I might be remembering it wrong,
listeners.
that maybe the warden's wife was, you know, friendly. I don't want to say the word friendly as in like, you know, just like a friendly person to some of the inmates I guess some of the better inmates that were allowed to be around her. That might have been when I was thinking about it or heard about it or something. I didn't have pink Post-it notes to write it when I saw that. Sorry.
Right here.
I will in a couple weeks.
There you go. But yeah, so these people, you know, that we talked about are just kind of a waste of space, but you do need to be concerned with that when you're, you know, you're opening yourself up at places like this, because these are the kind of people that would scratch you or bite you or poke your eye or pull your hair or push you down steps. I mean,
yeah,
you know, this is what they live to do, so why wouldn't they continue in death?
Yeah.
So this is kind of a fun thing, and I don't know how much faith I put in this, but I do want to talk about it because it's fun. We always like to now. Jeff City, there's not much cryptid activity going on, but you know, whenever we're looking into these places we investigate, we want to cover cryptid and UFO stuff too. But it turns out that there is an ex-guard at Mo State Pen that claims there's an alien base hidden within the prison.
What?
Yep.
Really?
So this guy is basically saying that. Now I don't know how long he was. Okay, between 1999 and 2005, he reported multiple UFO sightings. So this guy, it's okay. So it's Gil McDonald Sr., and he's getting up there now. He's pretty old. He was military, law enforcement, a minister, and now UFO research. So after the military, he worked at MSP. And yeah, so between 99 and 2005, he reported all those sightings. He's captured numerous photographs and videos of unidentified aerial phenomena, particularly around Mo State Pen. Now, this guy is a believer in the long exposure, and I'm going to see if I can pull this up here. So we know what the long exposure is, right? You leave your shutter open, and it creates kind of blurs and stuff like that, especially if it's not on a tripod. So there's a lot of photos like that. But this is one that I found interesting, and hopefully it'll share here.
If it doesn't work, then you can always send it to me, and we can get it on that way.
Let's see. It told me, please try again in a little while. I like it when it's, you know, very polite to me like that. Let me try one more time here.
I don't feel like doing it right now.
See,
please
I
try
logged
again
in early. Yeah, it's very polite. Yeah, so
we have computer shift changes at 7:30. Maybe the next group will do it.
Let me see if I can shoot this over to you here in the chat.
All right.
Come on. You're not going to let me paste it for real.
It might not let you paste it in the chat. You could send it to me on our text.
Well, I can't send it to you in chat with everyone in the studio. because I don't have it on my phone, bro. Let's see.
Oh.
Let me see if I can.
Can you share your screen
here real quick? Sorry, this is great TV. That's what I've been trying to do, is share my screen. That hasn't worked. Let me see here. Did that? You don't want to see this screen. Let's see.
I'm just still in shock about the alien base. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
Like that's an I mean, of all claims, like that's what he saw. Wow.
Let me see here.
Now, Paul, have you investigated?
It won't let me go to the files.
No, I haven't. I wanted to. I don't remember. Something came up the last time Haunted Soulz went there. I've always wanted to go there. That's even before I started doing this. That's someplace that I've wanted to go, but for some reason that one time we couldn't. And I don't know. If I'm hoping to make it. And
so where is so this penitentiary? Just so for the people that don't know, like me, is this in a city? Is this in a rural area? Like, where is
so
this located?
It is in Jefferson City, Missouri.
Okay.
It is. Let me get a map here. Where are we at?
Because I mean,
so
if it's out,
if you. So I-70 runs between St. Louis and Kansas City.
okay.
And like almost like right in the middle is Columbia, Missouri. That's where Mizzou plays and everything. Just south of Columbia is Jefferson City.
Okay. Is it a heavy
kind
populated?
of in the middle of the state.
Like,
I wouldn't
is it
say
heavily
that's
populated?
heavy populated.
And where the penitentiary
really.
is it populated around there? Because I'm thinking to myself, if there's a base or there's UFOs, there's got to be more sightings.
Let's see here. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
And
just
is that you, Jay?
I'm trying to get a visual.
Okay, so I'm sorry. This I just pulled this one to see if it would transfer. I don't know if you can zoom in on it. This is the picture that Dan Klein took. Well, hopefully people are watching this on their home screen, but on the catwalk on the right, level 2, there is an image of an old school inmate in black and white stripes. And this is something that was also witnessed by Paul, who's chimed in a few times. He actually verified that he had seen this before he saw this picture, and he was just talking to Dan about it, and Dan's like, I got a picture of that, and he's like, yep, that's exactly what I saw. So this is kind of a common occurrence there. But yeah, it's for whatever reason, it's not letting me share the UFO one.
Yes, Jeanette, down on the second level, one level up, you see at the very end that figure. Is it McDonald aircraft that you just shared?
Yes. Okay. Yes, there we go. So this is Gil McDonald's photo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here, everybody sees that figure there on the second catwalk. So here is a red circle.
So this is Missouri State Penn. And Paul, I love the red circle, people, but it is necessary in this one. And I'm sitting here moving my cursor across the screen as if you guys can see it, which I know you can't.
I'm glad to see. I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that does it. I'm sitting here pointing
right
at it, touching
here,
it, and no one else can see it.
Yeah. So as you can see, this one looks like a bit of a long exposure too, and I don't have any times or anything like that, but you see the two things that look like kayaks almost that are docked is what it looks like, only on their sides, right at the prison. I'm not sure exactly where that is in the prison. A lot of there's probably like, I don't know, 15 or 20 that he has up. And this is the only one that I was like, that's really interesting. I don't know what it would be, because it does appear that the one that's further away goes behind the tree. So as far as depth of field, looks like it's over there. Now, there could be somebody that says, dude, those are 2 satellite dishes. They had satellite in 2002, or something like that. But I don't know. To me, they kind of just look like really big sideways kayaks that are just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or Frankie's wearing his shorts again. One of the two.
Let's hope that's not the case.
At this point.
So to me, the image in front looks like a satellite dish, but it's kind of small for that area though. And then the one behind it that kind of looks like it goes behind the tree almost looks like an awning. But I don't know if there's any awnings there.
Yeah, and
again,
there's no that's why we say to take pictures in threes, because then at least if we had another picture of this area in the daytime, then we would know, or even another picture an hour later if they were still there or gone. But this is what we have. But it's, I don't know, I thought it was worth taking a look at.
Yeah, it's definitely
but yeah
odd.
It's, I mean, yeah, who knows? We'll find out when you guys put the God helmet on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the gas chamber.
In the gas chamber.
So here is like I said, here's the 3 of us. Here is a map of Jefferson City. I mean, it's a populated area. I mean, it's not as big as, I guess it might be our 3rd biggest city. I'm not sure.
So it's big enough.
Yeah.
It's probably smaller than Springfield.
Yeah. But it's populated enough that if there are UFOs around there, I'm sure that other people have seen it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's the Missouri State Pen right on the Missouri River there. The Capitol building's right here, so it's about a mile away from the Capitol. Huh. And I talked with somebody from MUFON one time about UFO sightings along the Mississippi here, right by St. Louis, and she said that there have been reports of UFOs coming in and out of the river, Mississippi River.
Wow.
So what's to say that they're not going in and out of the Missouri River there too? I don't know how deep.
That's a great point.
But I mean, good hiding place.
Sounds like we should look into Jeff City UFO reports, guys.
We need to.
Yeah.
All right.
Or go scuba diving in the Missouri River. I am not volunteering for that.
No.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Yeah. But
interesting. I don't know. What are the people saying? What's the chat saying? Do we have
Andrew said that's a weird picture.
Chiming in.
Paul, that is the upper yard and the housing unit used to be the second house. There were no satellite dishes in the upper yard. Okay, so let's go back to this.
All right, thank you, Paul.
So there's no satellite dishes there. Paul, were there awnings on any of the buildings? I wouldn't think so. I don't know.
No, I didn't see any recently, but who knows? This basically would have been most likely between 1999 and 2005 when this photo was taken.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it would have been 2004. I guess he still worked there after it closed. I mean, I guess they still had to have, people walking around making sure there wasn't people breaking into prison.
Okay, so Paul said there's
But-
no awnings, not in the upper yard. So that's the upper yard. Now this one's kind of interesting, and I don't see what she sees here. Well, here's Paul again. Oh, that's not Paul. That's Andrew. I used to hang out under that tree. That's cool. So he would know that there's no awning there. Okay, so there's no awning there. Chris,
Paul, what do you think it is?
PMR, and it will be there.
Yeah.
I have no freaking idea. So it's not a satellite. It's not an awning.
Well, this guy's site is cosmostarman.tripod.com. I think it's really like I typed it in and I didn't even think it was going to work. You know what I mean? Like it's cosmostarman.tripod.com.
Okay.
But this one's interesting, but there's.
So help me out here on this one, BJ, or anybody. All I see is a lot of people standing around, a lot of people. I'm wondering if she means down below where right above the fence line, I guess that's the barbed wire there or something with a long exposure. If you move the camera just a little bit, you'll get kind of blurred vision or blurred lines. Excuse me. Down here. I don't know if that's what she sees.
Well, I think that if we're talking about the kind of we're talking about like the reflection on the razor wire. Is that what we're seeing?
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
I think BJ, if you're still here, let me know if that's what you see down here on the bottom third or so of the screen. But yeah, man, that I mean it certainly looks way out of place there.
Yeah.
And like I said, if it was something that was not obstructed by that tree, then I would be able to say like, oh, it's some kind of potato bug flying through the, or it's, it's something that are flying through the, through the flash, the lens, whatever. But just it being behind that tree adds kind of the depth that makes me think it's legit behind the tree. Now there could be something that we don't know about that. I don't know. It could be some sort of equipment. But
so
weird.
A couple things that I mean you see again from the long exposure, all these lines down here. I guess this is on the barbed wire. Again, I'm rolling the cursor around like you guys can see what I'm pointing at. On the bottom right underneath the circle. All that's just motion blur from the long exposure, and I'm guessing they're not on a tripod when they're holding this. So that's all blurry. Everything on the left is blurry. The fence on the left with the barbed wire is all blurry. Thank you, Tex. Appreciate you, brother.
Oops, thank you, Tex.
Deleted it. The trees are blurry. The light poles are blurry. Now, am I wrong in saying that those two images are not really as blurry as
they're not as blurry as everything else? I mean, they're a little blurry, but they're more defined than what's surrounding it.
Yeah. So, I mean, could they be? Now, don't leave me here on this one. Could they be spacecraft going into a portal to a station, a hidden base that's in the prison?
Why not?
I mean,
it could
possibility.
It could be. I mean, it looks like something I've never seen. It looks like if they were to kind of come out and level out, they would just look like little pods, like little eggs or something. That it's that sort of a, I don't know, but it's raised some questions.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get better.
Paul also said, not sure, doesn't resemble anything that I'm aware of. So that Yeah. I
All right,
I don't
let me
know.
see if I can
I'm
get
at
a
a
better
loss.
image of the. Let's see. Okay, so there's a new image for you. Yeah, so that's zoomed in, and then you see the vertical stripes on the inmate clearly. I mean, it's just a damn clear picture, man. There's no
Yeah.
denying it.
That's great. That is just great. That's an awesome picture.
Yeah.
It really is one of the best I've seen. And then, especially with our friend Paul, basically saying, "Yeah, that's what I saw." That really lends a lot of credibility to it. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
On the cap.
Oh.
Wow. And that's the same picture that we had up before, just zoomed in, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So that is, I mean, it's pretty darn clear. I mean, that's on par in my mind with the Waverly Hills photo of the woman, walking out the door. I mean, there's no way that the bars could cast a shadow to make that. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be just horizontal stripes. It would be like the whole cage. You can see to the left that the bars are mostly vertical.
Yeah.
So it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you can hope for at MSP.
I would say that's 100%. Wow.
All right, let me get
That's so cool.
Let me see here.
And real quick, keep in mind, everybody, BMR, the top of the hour. I believe Dennis Carroll is on with him tonight again. So make sure you hop on over there. And again, tell him that Paranormal Paul sent you, and he'll take $10 off the cover price.
No, he'll charge you extra.
All right, so we got a few minutes to get into some of these hauntings, guys.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, that's right. So there's just been a ton of activity, shadow figures, EVPs, just everything that you can pretty much imagine, except for cryptid activity, obviously. As far as ghosts go, you have full-bodied apparitions that you just saw evidence of. There's EVPs, people get touched, there's cold spots, they get pushed, all that stuff happens. But what we did, we were in, I believe it was death row in the very bottom in the basement, and Brandy used her singing bowls to put out a certain frequency that kind of, we believe, charges the spirits up a little bit, gives them some energy, so on and so forth. I was kind of playing backup on it, so I was standing behind everybody and she was back towards the back wall, and she's just going about her thing. I'm just kind of making sure that people don't wander off and walk into cells or like wander, behind us, because this is on rotations. And boom, there is a shadow figure. There is no doubt. I mean, it's almost hard for me to believe that it was even a shadow person, because it was so real, so much depth. It was a person that ran across the back doorway, and I did a no. I took off running because I'm like, I've got to know, is this a person down here? That's like, because, in my mind too, it's like, if there's somebody running around down here, they're going to get hurt. They need to be with their group. But for whatever reason, I just took off and got to the door. There was nothing there. That was one of the walkie-talkies that I destroyed. Lost it on the chase. So everybody was like startled. They heard me run and heard the thing smash and hit the ground, and I'm running around the corner. But there is no doubt in my mind that it was 100% a shadow person that went across that door. there's in that basement, there's crawlers. There's these creepy black spider dog animal looking things that just crawl on the wall. And we saw this in the laser grid that we had up down there. Again, we would have one person sitting in a chair almost back against the wall. They would be doing an Estes session. They would have the headphones on and everything. And we would have the laser grid behind them. And just constantly, just little black, it blotches out the lasers as it goes across. And I don't know. I mean, I was down there basically the whole night, and I was fine with that because there was stuff that was going on left and right. But I don't know. What have you heard about stories from MSP? Have you guys heard anything in particular about any, special hauntings or anything?
Paul, what do you got?
Not really. I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff about the death row, I guess. And isn't there? You said there was a dungeon in the basement. No, that was Alcatraz. The gas chamber. I mean, there's got to be a lot of residual energy, on that, even on that walk to the gas chamber. I mean, there's that cross on the ground there, I believe.
Yeah. Talk about that for just.
Sure. Oh, me. Yeah, I guess going from, and I wish I had a map of the well, maybe I have it here.
Oh, you just lost. Did we just lose him?
I think we just lost Jay.
Oh no.
Hopefully
he'll be back while you're looking up the map.
Okay, I'm looking at the map. I believe I have the Missouri State Pen here, but I can't see the gas chamber, so I'm going to share my link again. It said his device is not connected, so he before we came on, he said that he had bad internet service. So hopefully he will connect again.
He'll rejoin.
Now I'm not sure. So this area, I hope you guys, can you see my cursor here, Natalie?
Yes, okay, I can.
So this is the Missouri State Pen. I thought it's not on there. Oh, you can zoom in closer. So I think, and I'm getting this from a TV show that I saw that was there. This parking lot, or maybe this parking lot, is built over a graveyard.
Ooh.
I'm not 100. Oh, there's Jay.
Sorry, I thought we had a dog get out. I can't have that.
Oh no problem. So I have the map up here, and I'm trying to find the cross that leads to the gas chamber, and I don't see it.
Well,
I think I'm in the wrong
they've
spot.
moved the gas chamber. Do you know when was this shot taken?
That I don't know.
Because
this is just on Google Maps right now, so I would assume it's pretty recent. It looks abandoned, so I mean, it's since they've closed it.
Well, they were talking about moving the gas chamber because apparently the gas chamber is like right by the parking lot. Like you can just kind of park, and almost people can just walk up and walk into it if they wanted.
So this could be it right
I think
here.
I think if you see you see the silver building. I wish you could see my cursor, man. Yeah. So head to the bottom right and pull so we can go further down. Yeah. So I think that the gas chamber is down there somewhere.
So in the TV show,
that's it. But
okay, I think it is, because I think this line here, I think this is a fence line to keep it separated, and This is the driveway, and there's a gate there. So I think this is the gas chamber.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a big pipe up there.
Yeah, because right around here looks like there could be a cross right where I'm circling it. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jojo. Thank you very much.
But
Jojo.
They were talking about moving it, so I don't know if it would still be there. I think that they had already moved it once, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Paul, if you're in chat, are we correct? Is this where the gas chamber is, back here in this back corner, by the parking lot? And I'm just going by a bad TV show that I saw that did an investigation there. he who must not be named was part of it. I don't want to give them the. Yes, there is a white cross embedded in the concrete 25 feet from the gas chamber entrance. It was still there. Yep. Okay. So that's it. I guess the cross is somewhere in here. So, okay.
Yeah. So if you're going to come investigate, Cell 48 is kind of notorious for stuff because there was a brutal bludgeoning prisoner. And then, people have reported stuff since then. In Housing Unit 3, you've had unseen hands. The cold spots we talked about. Oh, smells of body odor. So if you're planning on coming out and you haven't been on a ghost hunt at MSP, Emmaus, Arcadia, Ray County's nice. You can kind of wear whatever you want there. But for the other ones, I would recommend, at the very least, tennis shoes and preferably boots or something like that, because these old buildings get wet, especially the steps in the basement, and it's slippery. So definitely smells of body odor. These places stink. They just do. Disembodied voices, footsteps, like I said, just about everything. So gosh, I can't, do I not have it in my notes? This is terrible. Paul told us about a fast jack, and I'm looking at my notes here. Okay.
So Pam has the link in chat to get to the Haunted Soulz website that has the tickets to buy or be able to buy tickets for the Missouri State Penitentiary. That is September 27th. That is the week after the inaugural Crossing Realms conference.
Yes.
Come for the conference, stay for the prison.
Yes. So do you guys want to know what I've been working on that I want to debut at the conference, hopefully?
Oh,
I've been
yes, sir. What do we do?
I've been shooting 360 footage everywhere we go. I don't know if I'm going to get to do it at MSP. Hopefully I will. I did do a little test video that's up on my YouTube where you can watch it on YouTube, but you can also put just like the phone VR headset on. But if you have like a Meta Quest, you can put the full helmet on, and everywhere I go in the prison, you can look everywhere and see a complete 360 view of everything. So we're going to hopefully I've shot Emmaus, and I shot Zombie Road, but we're not going to worry about that one yet. But I shot Emmaus, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to have people sit down, put this, this headgear on, and take an actual tour where they can look around, they can look up at the ceiling. They don't have to look at me or what, I'm talking about. They can experience it for themselves. So, that's what I'm hoping to have available there.
That could be like the future of ghost hunting, where you don't even have to leave your room or your house and just get on a 360 camera VR and just explore different locations.
We're working on it.
That's amazing.
We're working on it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is a good tool to give people a chance to say, I mean, yeah, the tickets are $75. Most places are charging at least 100, and some of them 125 or more.
Mm-hmm.
But, the people are also spending money on gas. They're spending money on lodging if they need to, stuff like that. So it gives them a chance to say, yes, that place is worth me, spending my money.
And Jay and I are part of Haunted Soulz. We're biased because of that. You go with Haunted Soulz, but even with that aside, Frankie and Dan do such a great job with having everything researched and people like you, Jay, to walk around with, and it's just an incredible time with Haunted Soulz. I don't know any other group that does it that well. So I'm just saying, if you're in the area and can make it to Jefferson City on the 27th, get on Haunted Soulz website and go on down there to MSP. Can you change that gear to an Estes method? I'm not sure. I'm assuming you're talking about the 360 stuff. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was a little confused there. Are you basically in perfect circumstances, I believe that the 360 GoPro will do live video. I guess maybe, do you mean that that at home you could be hooked up to the tablet and the headphones and stuff? I mean, actually, that sounds like a really good idea too. Maybe if that's what you're referring to, that's something we'll definitely look into. So
that does sound kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we'll have some fun with it. And
that's September 27th. Make sure that you go over there and check that out. Jay, as always, it's awesome having you on, brother.
Great to be here.
Awesome show. I mean, you have a ton of information. You do some excellent research.
Well, thank you.
Very proud to have you on here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very interesting place. Yeah.
All right.
And go on over to Chat Jay's YouTube channel. Look for that 360. If you have VR, look for that 360 VR video. That'd be really cool. So.
Yeah, give me a thumbs up, and then maybe I can convince other people to participate in it with me.
There you go. Awesome. All right, guys. Top of the hour is going to be BMR. Actually, he should be starting here pretty soon. Hope everybody has a great rest of the week. See you guys on over at BMR's channel. Jay, again, thank you very much for coming on here. Paul, thank you for your comments on here, and everybody in chat. I appreciate you being here. Real quick, Jane Murphy Hillman. Hope I got it right. Thanks for becoming a member. T-Bone, thank you for gifting 5. Tex with his freshly waxed ears. Don't know what that means. Thanks for gifting 5. That's a story there. And Jojo, thank you for your super sticker. We will talk to you guys later. Oh, no show this Saturday. I'll be out of town again with family. So you guys have a great week. We will talk to you later. See you guys.
Awesome. Bye.
Are you ready to see what lies beneath the ever-thinning veil of the unknown? Book your craft now for the Crossing Realms Conference September 19th and 20th in Richmond, Missouri.
This is the future.
This unprecedented experience allows you to not only hear and interact with a cornucopia of highly respected researchers, scientists, and experiencers, It will shake the very foundations of your reality. You will lay witness to some of the best evidence collected in decades.
This is the future.
Be a part of history in the making. Get your tickets now at eventbrite.com. The Crossing Realms Conference, where the paranormal becomes normal.